Yeah, here Forsyth's here again, once again. Once again, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the show. Well, you saw the title of the video. You saw the title of the video, y'all. Um, so so my question today is, what is it that you need to know before you pay a collection? What is it that the debt collectors don't want you to know before you pay a collection? How do you know that the debt collector that particular debt collector is the one that you need to pay? See, these are the things that you need to know. So, this is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. I do not offer legal advice. I do not offer financial advice. If you like legal advice, if you like financial advice, I suggest you find yourself a competent counsel or financial professional, and please be advised. The views and opinions of Blind Intelligence does not reflect the views and opinions of any platform that hosts Blind Intelligence. So, back to what we were saying, you need to know what you are up against when you're dealing with these debt collectors. Yeah, you owe the debt, but do they own the debt? And like I said, it's a very, very touchy issue, because if you don't know, then you could possibly be double dipping. Well, let me say it like this way: you might be paying twice. See, this is some real source I'm finna give you. Maybe paying them twice. Well, Foresight, how do we pay them twice? How is that possible? Because the debt collector may not be affiliated with your creditor. If you got that debt from Tower Loan and Midland Funding is coming after you, or LVNV is coming after you, how? So a lot of them go, or some attorney come after you. They may say on behalf of Tower Loan, we collecting this debt. That's not true. They can say whatever they want to say. Because according to 15 U.S.C. 1692G, under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, they all have to follow that. They must cease all communications until they validate that debt. They got to validate the debt because they got to prove ownership. That's the key. Because I'm telling you, if you don't get them to prove ownership, it can come back on you. And it will come back on you. Because if your creditor finds out that you pay that debt collector, they may come after you. Now you didn't pay them twice. What if you owe them $1,000? What if you owe them $2,000? Whatever the amount is. If that debt collector is not affiliated with that creditor legitimately, by proving, they have to prove that they was assigned, that's their assignment, you could be paying them twice. This is the reason why I say, you gotta know what you are up against when you engaging, when you getting ready to pay something that you think you owe. See, you think you owe it. You think you owe it. But okay, you may owe it. But who do you owe that? Who do you owe the debt to? Who do you owe that debt to? It's a lot of factors in this. It's a lot of factors. The reason why it's a lot of factors because you do not know. You do not know. My motto is your rights, knowing the rights, rules, and the responsibility and your responsibilities. You got to know what the rules are. Number one. That's number one. You got to know what your rights are, and you got to be responsible. You got to be responsible to want to know this stuff, and you need to know how to handle them correctly. It's very important. So, but don't be afraid. And see, I understand that right there, it's personal loans. I hate them. I hate them. Personal loans is like, it's like, I remember reading a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, which is a good book. And I suggest you read that book, where Napoleon Hill says he sits down with the devil, and one of the aspects of the book, he just talks about the personal development of how people are and how he snared them into their trap of it's called oh gosh, I forgot what it was called, but it's gonna come to me. But he snares them into this trap. Oh, he gets them to drift. He gets them to drift, and then they get caught up into I got it on the tip of my tongue, but it'll come to me. But anyway, he says that when he snares them into this trap, and Napoleon Hill asks him, well, how do you snare them? He says he dangled coins in front of them, and then he snatches them away. Hypnotic rhythm. That's the word. Hypnotic rhythm. It's a very good book. So, some of you churchgoers or people of faith or whatever, don't be alarmed because of the word devil. That book, Outwitting the Devil, is a very good book. I suggest you read it. But that was one of the aspects of the book that he was talking about, on how he get people to lure people into his trap. He get them to drift, and they fall into this hypnotic rhythm. And but what stood out for me is when he said, "I dangle coins in front of them, and then I snatch them away." It kind of remind me of that show, The Grinch That Stole Christmas. I'm talking about the cartoon version. I'm not talking about the one with Jim Carrey. When the mouse was about to throw up the crumbs and eat them, and he stuck his face in the sort of like in the camera, and he looked at the mouse. He didn't even look at the crumbs, and he just knew where the crumbs was going to land. He just snatched the crumbs. Sort of like that. That's how debt collectors work. They dangle coins in front of you, and then you go to grab them, and then they snatch them away. Now, the reason why I use that metaphor was because when they dangle coins in front of you, is they give you the opportunity to get the coin. But how they snatch them? Now the snatching away part, I'm talking about I'm not talking about the debt collectors. I'm talking about these personal loan companies. This is what I'm talking about. And believe me, I'm not digressing. It all ties in, and I'm going to tie it all in after I go into this small little brief synopsis. Like I was saying, the personal loans is the crumbs or the coins. However you want to look at it. They dangle coins in front of you, and then they come and then they snatch them away like the crumbs, like the Grinch did with the crumbs. Well, the snatching away is those fees that they put on you. 200-300% fees they put on you. They're taking all your, they're gonna come and take all your bread. They're gonna give you just enough, and they're gonna get them fees, and them fees is gonna take all your bread. And you think you paying them $300, you want to pay them $700 or $1,300, maybe $2,000. Depending on who you go to get a personal loan. I'm telling you, that's what they do. That's the way they do. And you have to understand that this is what they do. These personal loan companies, you got a bunch of them out, especially here in the city of Jackson, Mississippi. Got a whole bunch of them. I myself, am not a fan of them. Because those are your modern day loan sharks. They're your modern day loan sharks. But anyway, like I said, and see, they turn into debt collectors. So now, but see, when you paying, like when you paying like tower loans and all of them, a lot of times they got their own in-house personal debt collectors. And that's a whole nother monster. But I'm talking about the collectors to where, like, some of them do, some of them don't. You know, a lot of those major big companies, a lot of them, you know, they put you in pay status, they put you in non-pay status by charging it off, and then LV&V or portfolio recovery will come in and they'll pick them up for pennies on a dollar, and then they come after you for the debt, for see, so or then they'll try to jam you with putting that crap on your consumer report. That's another violation. That's a violation of the permissible purpose. That's under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. See, all of this ties in together. Debt and credit, I'm telling you, it all ties in. So when you telling me that, yo, dude, you don't know what you're talking about, boom, boom, boom. I remember I had some cat ask me about, how do I qualify to knowing about debt collections, and I'm telling him credit about how I do credit consulting. Well, I used to. I still do occasionally, right? So, but I used to do credit repair. I don't do that anymore. Definitely not that. But credit consulting, yeah, I still do it. But I just do it, occasionally. So he's like, that's not, those two things are two separate things. Man, obviously you don't know shit about credit reports and debt collections, because they're hand in hand. And I hope he's viewing this video. You know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. You're a shark, but I'm a shark too. So that's an important. But it ties in together, because that debt collector can report on your consumer report without your permission. That falls under permissible purpose. That's 15 U.S.C. 1681B. Come on. Go read that information. Because, number one, they got to get your permission to do that. They got to get your permission to report that information. And them daggone consumer agencies know what the heck is going on. And they be right along with it. They don't even verify. They don't even say, well, did you get so-and-so's permission to report this? They don't do that. In which somebody need to make them do it. Before you report something on my platform, I want to make sure that your ducks in the row. Because I don't want nobody coming after me. I mean, I'm just thinking like if I was a consumer agency, like Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. I'm looking at it like, regardless, I got a whole bunch of folks. I don't want that hassle. I might be catering to a whole bunch of people. I might be the data center for millions and millions of people. But that's one problem that I don't need. I don't want you coming at me because I don't want to deal with nothing dealing with what Congress set up for you consumers. I'm like, man, I don't want to deal with that. I want none of them consumers suing me and my company. So I'm gonna make sure that if anybody reporting on a consumer on my platform, it's gonna be accurate and complete. I want to make sure of that. You know, maybe I don't know if I have AI or something like that in place that automatically kicks them in, kicks them out. There ought to be something like that. That right there keeps the hanks off of them. Because believe me, you got a lot of folks who's willing to sue and settle. What it say? I heard a brother say block and delete with Metro 2. But I'm saying sue and settle. They sue and settle. Sue and settle. That's an S. So that's, but it all ties in together. It all ties in together. Credit and debt, the truth and lending, all of that ties in together. So if you're reviewing this video, look, if you're reviewing this video, please, believe me when I tell you, I speak about debt collections because debt collections runs amok, and it's stressful. It's stressful. It's stressful. I just got a hospital. Some company just sent me one, right? They just sent me a letter, and it's from some attorney firm, and it said on it, you owe. I'm gonna give you this example. It says, here's the example. It says you owe $2,000, but we was able to credit you 1,000. Was it $1,770? So you just owe $30. Yeah, the puzzle look. So I'm just sitting there laughing. Oh, I'm gonna respond. Trust me when I tell you I'm gonna respond. So when I looked at it, it says, on the behalf, this is a debt collector collecting on behalf of a debt. So I look like, but they do that. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. $30. Do you think they're gonna come after me for $30? Their court fees is $200 and $300. They're not finna pay no court fees to collect on $30 unless they try to come after me for a bigger amount because of my failure to respond. You know what I'm saying? Man, please. Man, please. I'm going to send them a debt validation letter and tell them to cease and desist. Off the rip. I'm going to tell them, yo, this recently happened. Just happened. I got the letter sitting on my other desk in my other office. It's crazy. Crazy. But nevertheless, they tripping. They tripping. They are tripping. They do everything in their power to try to get you to depart from your Federal Reserve notes, your hard-earned earnings that you have worked for. And the thing about it is that you will depart from it when you don't understand what the rules are and how to assert your rights. See? But then this is the reason why I tell you all the time, know what the rules are and be able to and learn how to assert your rights. This is the reason why these debt collection videos are out here. You know, there's a ton of them out here. I'm not only one kicking facts. There's a lot of different ones out here that talks about these debt collectors. Some of them talk about it in different ways, and I suggest you to to add on to a lot of different videos to kind of see what resonates with you in your situation, because this right here definitely going to resonate with somebody in their situation, and I hope it is you, because like I said, I want to help as many people as I can, especially people that's or poor people that's stressed out about this mess. They got their head in their hands like this, not knowing exactly what today is, because they're so stressed. They got their coffee table, their end table, or their kitchen table cluttered with mail. They got their bed cluttered with mail. Their couch cluttered with mail. Trying to figure this out. And that's no way to be. You let the stress get to you. If you let that stress get to you, that's what's going to kill you. So, but anyway, if you find this video enlightening, please leave a comment because I would like to hear from you. I really would like to hear from you. So please leave me a comment on any of my videos that you have reviewed. Just leave me a comment. I really would like to hear from you, and I will answer you when I receive those comments. Okay? And I'm signing out right now. And we will talk to you at another time. Thanks for watching. Oh, do me a favor. Subscribe too. I want you to subscribe and run the likes up. Run the likes up and subscribe. Thanks for watching again.